Welcome to the Turkey Hunter Podcast, the original all-turkey, all-the-time podcast with your co-hosts Andy Galliano and Cameron Weddington.
In our weekly podcast, we're going to bring you some wild turkey calling tips like this.
From there, we're going to go into, she's aggravated, there's another hen that's challenged her, or she's challenging another hen, she's going to cut an excited yelp.
Advice from old pro turkey hunters like this.
The turkeys typically don't like, I think, more times than not, to travel in an easterly direction into the sun first thing in the morning, especially after he gets up. It's a blinding thing. It's just like you. It's hard for you to see into the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a choice, I'm going to try to make it so that I'm going to be on the west side in the morning, east side in the afternoon of a turkey.
Exciting live hunts like this.
Holy crap, they're coming. Holy cow. Oh, God.
Then we're going to teach you how to cook your bird with advice such as this.
With some fresh rosemary and garlic, and then cool that off and spread that along the inside of that butterflied turkey breast that we've seasoned on both sides.
Wildlife management tips for your property, especially with turkeys like this.
If you look at the type of habitats that turkeys need for nesting and brooding, that tends to be habitat that can be managed more successfully with growing season fire than with dormant season fire.
And hopefully along the way, we'll get plenty of these.
Well, on November the 28th of 1953, I was hatched. When I popped out of my mom and the baby doctor spanked me on the bottom, I went, oh! And I've been doing it ever since.
I like that.
Thank you for tuning in. And now, for this week's show. Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of the Turkey Hunter Podcast. You are listening to episode number 543, Summertime Turkey Soup. And I am your co-host and the guy who has been enjoying a little rainfall here in the ham the past few days.
Man, we got plenty here. I tell you that. It's like it rain. I think it literally rains every afternoon here right now.
Well, that could be one of the reasons why there's still farming going on in your part of the world. And other than pine trees, there's no farming in my part of the world.
Yeah, the profitable world of pine farming.
Yes, indeed.
You know, my dad made a good point the other day. So we harvested some pine a couple of years ago and sold it. I think we got $8 a ton for it, which was actually and is still a great price. But he went to the store to buy a couple 2x4s, and I think he bought 2 boards, and it was like $20. He was like, I sold 2,000 pounds of wood for $8, and I just bought 2 boards for $20.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's making some money in here.
Yeah. That doesn't quite math out, does it?
Yeah. So somebody's making money. It's not the pine growers, though.
No, it's not. Well, if you're selling pulpwood compared to some saw timber, there's a big difference there, but still.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I guess I'll be the guy who is seeing a few babies running around. Not my own. I am seeing them too, I guess. But
yeah, I was going to say, you've seen that.
Yeah, I got the deer. My gosh, they're having a fantastic fawning year from the cameras I'm running. And I finally saw one hen with 4 tiny poults.
And tiny.
I mean, like, they may have literally hatched that day, and we're talking, like, a couple days ago. So, much later hatch, maybe a renest, something like that. I don't know, but it was good to see them. I've only seen them that one day. I wish I would have seen them, kind of consistently. I've been seeing 2 hens with no poults consistently, but
Yeah.
I have not seen that hen that had the poults, assuming she's hopefully not one of those two again. But I got fawns everywhere. Good Lord. Twins and single fawns, they're running around everywhere.
Yeah. My buddy Yankee John sent a trail cam pic a few days ago of a doe with triplets.
Wow. I have
So-
not seen triplets.
I can imagine that was a miserable day for that doe.
Yeah. Yeah. And miserable first couple months.
Yeah, no doubt. She's going to be kicking fawns off of her 24/7.
We'll be curled up under a shade tree somewhere smoking a cigarette, just needing a moment.
Glass of wine in one hoof and cigarette in the other.
In a hot bath somewhere.
Oh, she may not let a buck touch her this fall.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
No, sir. I'm out of commission.
Well,
That's
cool.
funny. Yeah.
Well, have you heard any good poult reports? I personally am not hearing much at all, which I'm taking as a bad sign.
Not really. So in my group text chain with my buddies, Yankee John asked the question if anybody's been seeing any poults. He said he's not been seeing any, and that's in Virginia. And then my buddy Todd responded back and said he saw a big group this weekend, 2 hens and probably 10 or 12 poults. He said, but they were decent size. He said probably 3 or 4 pounds.
Wow.
And I think that may be a lot of what we're dealing with. I think we may have had quite a few early hatches.
Yeah. And if they made it, they're big.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if you had hens hatching or poults hatching end of April, early May, here we are 2 months later, you'd obviously still be able to notice a difference in size.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can even notice a difference in size during during deer season, and that's 6 months, 7 months after a hatch. So I doubt people are mistaking these early hatches for grown hens. That just doesn't seem logical to me, but I don't know. I'd like to see some of the reports from some of the states that are doing their poult surveys.
Yeah, we'll see. Man, I felt like it was shaping up here at least really good, super dry through May. And I think there were some early hatches that were good. But then, my gosh, once the rain spigot turned on late May through now, it has not stopped.
When it turned on, it turned on. And I think most of us kind of expected that to happen.
Yeah, and it has been some torrential downpours here over and over. And that just cannot be good. So I was happy to see those little ones. Maybe some renests will work out. And, it's still early. I think the way Tennessee does it, they don't even count the poults reported till August on our poult report deal. Because, just like these 4, just because I saw them the day they may have hatched doesn't mean they really helped us any. Because they might have gotten eaten 5 seconds later.
Yeah, they may have.
But may not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But the state of Alabama's doing an official poult observation study. So
I saw that. Y'all joined the ranks. Hey, why don't we just go ahead and kick this thing off? We're doing turkey soup this week, doing articles and discussing things going on in the turkey world. And that's a good way to kick it off.
Yeah. So I don't have the article in front of me. You may have that one pulled up to share, but I can see if I can find it very quickly. But the state of Alabama is now doing a poult survey and asking for public input, whereas in the past it's been primarily if you have anything to do with the state game and fish department, then you reported your observations and they didn't care what citizens saw. Because citizens aren't trained to see poults.
Yeah.
I guess. Or maybe because it cost a lot of money to maintain a website. It doesn't really. Or I don't know. Who will know? Who knows?
Hey, they're getting there. They're getting there.
Well, we're going to climb into the 20th century here before long, but it's good news nonetheless. Let me see if I'm going to do a little typewriting here. Let me see if I can find some information about how Alabama turkey hunters and others can participate.
Yeah. Well, and while you're doing that, I'll just say outside of Alabama, for listeners around the country, Tennessee has the same thing going on. Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois, New Hampshire, Maryland, I think. I'm trying to look. Basically, a lot of different states right now. Maine, a lot of states are asking for help from the public on reporting turkey sightings. So wherever you are, if you don't already, go ahead and look online, see if your state has a turkey survey or sighting report. Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, on and on.
Yeah.
Check it out. If they do ask for that information, if you're running trail cameras or if you're just out on the farm working or see them from the house or driving down the road, take the time to go report that for your state and try to get a full report. If you just happen to see a turkey glanced off, try to get a good observation of that turkey, see if she has poults under her or whatever. And go ahead and make that observation available to the state so that they can have that information because it's pretty important. Washington.
Yeah, I tell you, I had to watch the video you sent 2 times to see the hens.
Yeah, the poults.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the poults. They were that small and they were that well hidden walking through the grass.
Which they should have been. That area is, I literally was managing it for that exact purpose. The hen was standing there, walking easily through it, and the poults are running under the umbrella cover of that grass.
Yeah. Well, it worked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, take the time and do it right. In the state of Alabama, this survey is running from June 1 to 8/31, and there is a mobile app called Survey 123.
Yep.
I've heard of it before.
Same one Tennessee uses.
Okay, cool. Or you can submit a paper form through the Outdoor Alabama website reporting your observations. So
if it's like Tennessee's too, you don't even have to download an app. There's a way to just do it through the browser through Survey 123.
Oh, cool.
So, because I don't have the app, but I report all the turkeys I see. Like this morning, drinking the coffee, I saw 2 hens. And there was no poults, so I reported 2 hens.
Mm-hmm.
And then it even say, like, have you reported these before? I said no, because I've not reported those ones yet, or I don't think I have. And so there you go.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, Indiana, another one. Sorry, I'm just kind of dropping them as I see them, but it's a bunch. It's honestly becoming more states than not offer this now, that they want help from the public for turkey brood counts.
Yeah, I guess there's maybe a state out there that has said, you know what, we don't need to know about broods and hen to poult ratio and that kind of stuff, so we're not going to do these surveys anymore. But if there is, I haven't heard of it. And so if your state has done this in the past, there's a really good chance your state's doing it again right now.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And so before we get into some specific articles, the other broad topic we'll just kind of blast over real quick is some harvest reports, if that's cool with you.
We could do an entire episode on the states that have reported harvest numbers, and I think we would come up with a general consensus that most states have killed more turkeys in 2026 than they did in 2025 and had more licenses or permits or authorizations or whatever it is that they sell sold to hunt turkeys in 2026 compared to 2025. But we're not.
Let me just blast a couple headlines here.
There's some harvest numbers, yeah.
Illinois sets record spring turkey harvest in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio youth turkey season sees a record turnout. Harvest numbers surge past averages.
Mm-hmm.
2026 Louisiana turkey season produces record harvest. Kentucky has record-breaking spring turkey season. Minnesota sees third best turkey season on record. Arkansas turkey harvest reaches highest level since 2006. TWRA reports near record turkey harvest. That's Tennessee. Record turnout for 2026 Delaware spring turkey season lottery. And we could go on and on and on, but there's just a few of them. Let's just say spring turkey season was very popular in the United States in 2026.
It was.
I don't think anybody's surprised by that.
Some of my observations from some of the articles that I read reporting on harvest numbers and hunter success rates and that kind of thing is that the state of Wisconsin issued more authorizations, which is basically their turkey tags, than ever before, but maintained a harvest rate of around 20.3%. In 2025, the harvest rate was 22%, 2024 was 22.5%, 2023 was 19%. So the harvest rate is still right there in that range, 19 to 22%, still right there, about average. So, I think Wisconsin's doing a fairly decent job of regulating the amount of
Yeah.
turkeys being hunted and being harvested as well. So
they've always been known to be good. Here's another one real quick. 2026 spring turkey season sets new record in Mississippi. Multiple WMAs also recorded historic harvests, with some setting all-time records for bird numbers and others reaching harvest levels not seen in more than 40 years.
holy cow. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more in just a little bit about the SIP.
Yep.
And we'll come back and reference that article here when we hit on the other topic. But Illinois, you talked about the record harvest there, 94,704 permits sold in 26 compared to 89,580 permits sold in 2025.
Yep.
22% success rate in 2026 compared to 20.3 success rate in 25. And the youth harvest, 2,326 turkeys versus 2,099 turkeys in 2025. So up.
If you look at youth harvest, Arkansas's youth harvest has climbed every year for like 10 years in a row now too. So youth harvests are way up, permit sales way up, turkey harvest way up. I mean, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to say this. Turkey hunting's real popular right now. We all know it.
It is. And then, you look at it and you say, well, the youth numbers are up consistently. It seems like year after year after year in all these states. Well, it probably has something to do with the fact that, yes, there are more people hunting, but also the regular turkey seasons have been pushed back in so many states.
Yeah.
So the youths are getting to hunt the
better hunts.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Other than having maybe a little bit riskier chance of having some bad weather, they're hitting prime time for the turkeys as far as the gobbling
instead of hunting mega winter flocks
or hunting mega henned up gobblers, which is what a lot of us are getting.
I remember as a youth, we used to have this lease that was unbelievable for turkeys as a kid, and the turkey season in Tennessee used to open in March sometimes, even like late March.
Yeah.
And so the youth hunt one year was, I don't know, March 15th. It was something just crazy early. And I killed a gobbler, and the flock of turkeys that was in the field when I shot that turkey had to have been near like 80 to 100 birds. I mean, it was crazy. It was all the turkeys for like a mile around were in one field.
That is crazy.
When I shot it, literally looked like blackbirds flying off. So I scattered the flock for the year at that point, I guess.
Yes, you did. They probably did not get back together in that size the rest of, until fall or winter again.
Yeah. But that is a good point as to why a lot of these youth hunters are having so much success for getting better hunt dates. And I just think there's a lot of youth hunters too, and just more people turkey hunting.
There are.
And I think also a lot of people are looking for ways to expand their turkey season. And so if that means taking a niece or a nephew turkey hunting, they do it.
Or taking a 4-month-old like you did this year.
Yeah, that's what. That would have been great.
And Cameron did not do that.
No,
so
didn't do that.
Yeah,
do not email.
Do not email. Now Hank Brookside will.
Yeah, Hank Brookside. When he has kids, I'm sure they'll go that first year they're born.
Mm-hmm.
But well, also you have to think with youth season harvest, the advent of TSS being more adopted too has opened the doors. I mean, people literally will take like 3-year-olds turkey hunting now.
Yeah,
and they'll be able to kill one.
Shooting a 410 or a 28 gauge, and yes, they can absolutely kill a turkey.
Yeah, so that's changed a lot too. But bottom line across all of that is, yet again, looks like A, turkey populations were pretty good this year, and then B, there's more people than at least in the past probably 30 years, maybe ever. I'm going to go ahead and say ever are chasing turkeys, and people are hunting them hard, which we've talked about a lot. Hunt more days, more hours than they used to.
If the youth harvest numbers are increasing so dramatically, and would you say, I'm just going to use Illinois as an example, would you say a 15% increase in harvest is a pretty dramatic increase?
I'd say that's pretty dramatic.
Okay, so we're talking about a 15% increase in harvest. You got to think there were more youths hunting.
You would certainly think so. I don't think
Does,
they've changed their season dates either.
does that mean that we have more younger hunters hunting turkeys than maybe we did in the past?
Nah, man. I think the experts are saying they're aging out, remember? It's all old men out there in the woods. That's all I ever see.
Yeah.
Guys on
bunch of
crutches
50-year-olds dressed in toddler
yeah.
clothing out there in diapers and pacifiers in their mouths during youth season.
When I pull up to the national forest, it's a 90-year-old man in that squatted truck. And he slept there all night waiting to get his gate with his rope hat on. He just looks young, but man, he's well preserved.
I'm thinking about shaving the last 2 hairs on my head and getting out there with a pacifier in my mouth, wearing a diaper, camouflage diaper.
Yeah.
Next youth season in Alabama and see what I can do.
Yeah, I think I don't think we're aging out. I'll just go with my thesis and hypothesis is we ain't aging out. We're aging in at a rapid pace. And I will say maybe part of it too is I do think part of it is the younger generation of turkey hunters are traveling to hunt a ton, especially on public land.
Yeah.
So it may appear worse than it is, but I still don't think it takes away from the fact that more people are turkey hunting, and they're not old. They're all like 20 to 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you kind of hinted at it. Let's go to Mississippi. I was going to talk about the non-resident turkey hunting changes there that have been approved. We may have discussed at one point how they were on the table, but it has now been approved. And so let me pull that back up. It looks like they want me to subscribe for $90 to this deal.
No,
That's
go
not,
ahead.
not going to happen. But the gist of it is, let's see. So we're doing this to decrease the pressure we get early in the season. We're trying to move the pressure on later into the season. And so Mississippi's changes for non-residents going forward is going to be that they are dropping the overall bag limit for non-residents from 3 to 2. That's statewide, not just public land, 2 total. But you can only kill 1 before April 1st. So they're basically Mississippi's trying to hang on, in my opinion, to keep their opening day where it's been forever, because in their opinion, and seems well merited to me at this point, the opening day of when it starts doesn't really matter, and their hunters who live there like the opening day. But the problem that's been created, which they reference in this article, is it's just them in Florida that open that early. And so they're saying, non-residents are flocking here in mass ways in March. And so their first wall of defense there is they did the non-resident draw in 2022. It says they passed a rule requiring non-resident hunters to enter drawing to hunt public land during the first 2 weeks. So they draw 800 people, but they said that the non-resident pressure in Mississippi has doubled in the past 10 years, even with that.
Wow.
So it, helped. Let's see where, okay, it's letting me and then, so even though we implemented the draw in 2022, our number of non-resident hunters has basically doubled in the last decade. And that was another reason to make the change. That's a quote from the article. And it says 70% of non-resident harvest has come before April 1.
70% of non-resident harvest has come before April 1. That's staggering, but makes total sense.
Yeah, I mean, people were going there to hunt early.
Exactly.
You can either go there or Florida. There's only 2 options.
Yeah.
So it's just the way it is now. That became a funnel. And so they're having to regulate further. I kind of thought them doing the non-resident deal for public land would have been enough. And then they cut the number of tags available on that, I think, before this last year from, I think it was 1,000. They went to 800. And now they're having to drop the back on it. It's just nuts. So anyway, if you plan to go to Mississippi this coming year in March, it will be a 1 bird limit for you.
Yeah.
If you go in April, you can kill 2. If you're a resident, you still can kill 3.
Yeah. And I keep going back to the conversation that we had in Nashville with Harold Knight.
I know.
And he said, this has been 5 years ago or so. He said,
I think it was 2021. It was the year after COVID when we talked to him.
Yeah. He said, it probably won't be too long before every state's got a one bird limit. And there are going to be states that hold out on a one bird limit and just will fight tooth and nail and never try to get there. But
Connecticut.
yeah, exactly. The turkey hunting haven of the world, Connecticut.
Connecticut will be a 10 bird limit soon.
Yeah, it will. But I really think he hit the nail on the head. And I think that we will probably see something very similar to that for non-resident hunting within every state.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And it should be. It should be.
It's where it's I mean, with the popularity of it, that's where it's headed.
Yeah.
And it already, I mean, Oklahoma, Kansas.
Yeah.
Iowa's been that way for a long time. Minnesota, Michigan, now Mississippi in March. I mean, on and on and on. It's getting that way at a rapid pace.
No doubt. No doubt. Well,
what else you got?
Let's see what happens. Let's kind of keep an eye on Mississippi over the next 2 or 3 years. And I will tip my hat to Mississippi. They know that they have a problem. They're listening to their resident hunters, and they are proposing action, and they're taking action.
Oh yeah. Well, and they keep very good data. I will say a lot of their WMAs require check-in, check-out, that kind of thing. So they know within a pretty good realm of what's going on their public lands.
Mm-hmm.
And I know many of the WMAs and national forests, the harvest on the public, several of them were more than half the harvest was from non-residents in March. So I think with the way they keep their data, they're able to tell non-residents flocking here in March, and they're absolutely stomping the turkeys the first 2 weeks of season, and then they're gone. So
right.
And our residents are getting disgruntled because they're getting, where they want to hunt's crowded, and it's getting shot out so quick. So we got to do something. So I think they come up with pretty good common sense solutions in my mind.
Yeah.
And probably we'll see more of that happening around the country, I assume. But the other thing I respect about Mississippi, and because this directly impacts me, I hunt in Mississippi a good bit every couple of years or so. They have taken care of their residents. They haven't taken an iota of opportunity away from their residents.
Not at all.
So, and I respect that.
And they stood firm when all of their neighboring states were moving seasons back, and they were like, you know what? We don't think there's enough science to justify it.
Yeah. Yeah. And now everyone's flipping back the other way.
Now the neighboring states are moving seasons earlier.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Interesting.
I am glad that Mississippi stood firm with the season date thing, because had they caved on it too, no one would have ever moved back, because we wouldn't have had a comparable. Whereas the past couple of years, it's kind of like a question I phrased at the NWTF convention 2 years ago. Arkansas and Missouri have very restrictive seasons, late seasons. Mississippi's been what they've been forever, and Mississippi was producing more poults than them. So we have statewide data of two states that literally touch each other, Arkansas and Mississippi. If the season dates mattered, wouldn't Arkansas be way out producing them, And anyway, it's been really good that they stood firm so that we had that comparable. Because if they had caved and moved their season way back, then we would have never had that.
Yeah. And I think what you would have is results from a quote unquote study, if you wanted to call it a case study, where a state had moved their season back and their poult to hen ratio numbers jumped.
Yeah.
Being Mississippi, because look, there's so much to that success ratio of nesting and brooding that we can't control.
Yeah.
So much of it is habitat. And look, on public grounds, we can't control that. We can control to a lesser extent on private grounds, because, if you have timber company land leased, you're not going in there and doing control burns without their permission. And they're not going to give you permission a lot of times, because they're going to do it if they do it at all. You're not going to go in and get an area where it's prime brooding habitat and keep it that way, or keep it on a rotating basis every 3 years, or prime nesting habitat and keep it on a rotating basis every 3 years, because you don't control any of that. But they didn't do it. And so now you have these states that did move seasons and did not see any improvement in their poult to hen ratios. And you have Mississippi out here who did not move their season, and they did see an improvement in poult to hen ratios. And so how much of it is beyond our control with weather and habitat on a large scale? So
Pretty much.
yeah, I mean, we're at the mercy of what the good Lord gives us. And we just pray that he gives us some good hatches every 2-3 years.
Yep.
So,
Are you recording, by the way?
I was. Let me see if we still are.
I just didn't remember hearing the girl
Yeah.
talk. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, I think it's a good thing they didn't move.
Me
Maybe they'll hang
too,
around.
because you're dead on. I think if they hadn't stayed, basically the whole U.S. had a little boom of better poults per hens the past 2-3 years, and it would have been like, well, it's because we all delayed our seasons. It would have been slap on the back. We did it, but nope. You got this one state who's held firm. It's like, we saw it too.
Yeah.
And we still shooting them March 15th.
Yeah, and probably killing way more from March the 15th to April 1 than they ever have.
That's
because
it.
there's so many out-of-state or non-resident hunters coming in.
That's it. So
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
a good thing that happened, I think, overall, because that's really helped, in my opinion, on making sure fact and fiction stay apart. And so anyway, what do you have for us next?
All right, so let's talk a little research.
All right.
There's a research project in the works in the great state of Oklahoma.
All right.
So the study is being led by researchers from Oklahoma State University, and they're working with the ODWC, which is the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, and they're evaluating hunting pressure on public land. They're going to assess wild turkey movement and survival and developing abundance estimates on the Black Kettle National Grasslands. And so this is going to be for Rio turkeys. There's been a study already that we've talked about on this show before where hunting pressure and movement of wild turkeys has been studied for easterns.
Yeah, in South Carolina.
Yeah. And so this will be pretty interesting to see what kind of an effect hunting pressure has on other subspecies. So we'll get to see what's going on here with Rios. And this is part of a 4-year, $1 million research project that's already underway. That's been funded by the ODWC. And so what they're doing is they're putting GPS transmitters, they're banding, they're using cameras, they're using those, I forget what those things are called, the boxes, the sound boxes that they put the trees and record the bird sounds, particularly gobbles. And they're going to study the survival of movement and due to hunting pressure, and then also study winter roosting behavior and how that's affected as well. So should be pretty interesting info to see here. There was one other thing down at the end of this article that I wanted to point out. Let me get back to that. So they're asking for help, of course, and they say if you harvest a banded or GPS marked bird, to please call it in, that they're not going to publish your hunting spot. They're not going to broadcast to the world that you're a great turkey hunter or that you just got lucky. This is all for them to get better information and so that they can figure out what's going on with turkey populations and how we hunters are affecting that. So one of the things they're excited about is that this is not just a huge block of public ground. It's a bunch of smaller parcels scattered around. And so they wanted to kind of see how hunter pressure being distributed across a patchwork of ground, how that affects turkeys. Is it going to push them off these public pieces and onto private ground more, that kind of thing. So anyway, it should be interesting to see. Might be something we follow up on here in a couple of years and try to get those researchers on the show to tell us what they found out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to do for sure. Oklahoma's one where they've dropped the bag limit to 1, and then they increased non-resident pricing significantly. It's $350 something to go turkey hunt there now on public land, I think, for one turkey.
That's a lot of pennies.
And from what I heard, they sold more non-resident permits this year than last even. Price went up, permits went up. And from what I saw / have heard from others, they're good. I'll be interested to see the data on that because that area gets absolutely hammered with people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. So it'll be interesting. I mean, that you said it's on the kettle grasslands, and the harvest rate there is honestly, it's unbelievable how many turkeys get killed in that region. And I imagine a lot of it's non-residents because I don't think there's a whole lot of residents that live around there.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of people live in that area at all.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I'll go 2 states up from there. And in the opposite of what we just talked about, Mississippi, Nebraska has changed their season dates. They've decided that delaying the start of spring turkey season will reduce the likelihood of it negatively affecting reproductive success.
Oh, wow.
So Nebraska has decided to not speak to their neighbors in the Southeast about their experiences.
They're on the cutting edge, huh?
Yeah, so they're going to move the season. So they have kind of 3 different moves. They had an archery season that started March 25th. That will now open the Saturday closest to April 8th. The spring youth shotgun season that was the Saturday closest to April 8th is now going to be the Saturday closest to April 15th. And the regular shotgun season will go from the Saturday closest to April 15th to the Saturday closest to April 22nd. So basically youth and regular season moving back a week. And archery season moving back like 2 weeks. So they're doing the opposite. A lot of states are moving their seasons back to more normal dates where they used to be after realizing it didn't help anything. Nebraska says, we're going to try to help. We're doing it.
Yeah.
So, hey, maybe the 10,000 permits they sell this year will last for 3 hours instead of 2.
So the obvious question that comes to mind for me is, what does it hurt to try? And so I have a thought to throw out on that. Do you want more hunters walking around when you've got more hens sitting on the nest and you've got poults on the ground possibly? Or is that a time of the year when you would want people out of the woods?
Yeah, that's true.
So what does it hurt to try? Well, maybe it disturbs a bunch of nesting hens. And I can tell you from experience, now this may be a rare case. I may be the only person who's ever caused this to happen, but I spooked a hen off of a nest many years ago during hunting season and came back the next day and looked from a long distance. She was not there. Came back the next weekend and looked. She was not there. Came back the next weekend and looked. She was not there. She never came back to that nest.
Wow.
So how often does that happen?
Man, probably a good bit. I've disturbed several hens off the nest while turkey hunting in my life,
Yeah.
I would say it almost probably happens at least once a spring.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying every time they abandon and never come back, but
I'm not either.
Say it's 50%. I don't know what the percentage would be, but still, it's an effect. Probably more of an effect than taking one adult male out of the population.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll see. They're going to give it a rip. We'll see if they stick with their season dates for a long time, or if they do this and their residents get disgruntled about missing some really good gobbling days, and then they end up moving it back like we are.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Well, cool. Well,
you got anything else?
I do. I've got one from up around your neck of the woods.
Bring it on. I'm sure it's really positive news.
He's not really like in your neck of the woods, but I got to say he probably wears orange and white.
Gotcha.
All right. So there's a young man in the Dyersburg, Tennessee area who has recently pled guilty to 24 hunting-related charges.
Nice.
Going across 3 counties, and it includes illegally taking 30 turkeys over the 2024 and 2025 seasons. That
Good
includes,
Lord.
2 counts of big game violation, 7 counts of statewide wild turkey bag limit violation, small game season date violation, statewide waterfowl season date violation, hunting without permission, hunting from a public road, hunting from a motor vehicle, and 10 counts of illegal possession. So
is that Hank Brookside?
Hank, everything he does is within the law.
That's right. Never mind.
So it is not Hank. So it's not a secret. The guy's name is posted. His name's Tyler Madden, and
blasting them from the road. 30 of them.
So on October the 12th, 2024, game wardens got several anonymous tips that Madden had poached a white turkey that was very well known in the area by locals, and that turkey lived on county-owned property. And so one of the game wardens responded to the call, matched photos from this kid's social media account to the parcel where the turkey had been poached.
Oh, nice. He put it on social media. You got to love that.
You got to, man. If you don't put it on social media, then you're not a good hunter. If you kill turkeys and don't, like me, I've got a social media account and I don't post pictures on it. I suck.
Unique turkey. And then post a picture of it on illegal county land.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
So the game warden verified that no one had permission to hunt that parcel, and that launched a year-long investigation into the kid. And so they were able to watch him for a while and monitor actions and things going on, monitor his social media account, all this time just building evidence. And so the article's pretty interesting because it says that his harvest numbers are comparable to some entire WMA's turkey harvest in a given season.
Wow.
And so on April 25th, 2025, Madden and another individual not involved in the case were ticketed for hunting a property without permission. The other hunter did not have a license at the time either. So Madden's going around doing all this killing without even having a hunting license.
Heck yeah. They
found a dead turkey in the back of the pickup truck, confiscated his Mossberg shotgun, and the game wardens, this is pretty awesome. So the game wardens noticed 42 gold tick marks on the gun's receiver. And when the game wardens questioned, hey, what are these tick marks on your receiver? Madden says, well, that's for a tick mark for every turkey that I killed or that I called in for other people to kill. And so what the game warden that saw that gun says is, I know guns, and I know that that specific gun was released in December of 2022. Here, this is April of 2025. So
3 springs.
3
springs.
42 tick marks on the gun, and that really kind of helped to take things from there. So, of course, the social media, as if that's not enough, he'd only checked 11 turkeys, and the social media part, they were able to match some of the turkey fans on social media to the ones in his possession.
Wow.
To prove that, no, you killed these birds. Because think about it, every single turkey fan is unique.
Wow.
So you're showing your fan on social media, and the game warden can look at that picture of that fan and look at the fan on the turkey in your truck and say, no, that's not it. So they confiscated 47 illegally harvested turkeys from Madden that were taken between 2024 and 2025. The court ordered his hunting privileges to be forfeited for 8 years, to pay $10,000 in restitution, almost $4,200 in fines and court costs, and forfeit a shotgun and a compound bow. And the investigation led to convictions of 4 other Tennessee hunters, one of whom is Madden's brother. And in total, officers recovered 79 turkey beards, 17 fans, 4 shotguns, a compound bow, and the white turkey that started the whole thing.
Jeez.
All of this is going on while, well, Cameron, your opportunities to hunt turkeys in Tennessee have been limited.
Yeah.
So.
Jeez. Well, people with social media cease to amaze me, but that he wanted to prove he was a turkey killing son of a gun.
I wonder how many of those pictures he put hashtag tagged out by.
Yeah. Hashtag tagged out again and again.
Hashtag tagged out yesterday and today and tomorrow.
Hashtag tagged out from the truck today. Off the road. Wonder how many of the gold little tick marks on his gun were from the road, out the window on somebody's land.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Well, glad he's not hunting for the next 8 years.
Legally.
Yeah. Well, what I understand, if you violate that order, it's like I think like jail is the next step. So if he decides to go hunting, good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
But man, that's wild. Interesting how they match the turkey fans. I've not heard that before, but it makes perfect sense. And
Yeah.
I mean, just genius move to kill the known white turkey in the neighborhood on county land and put that on social media. I mean, it's like you see some of these people get caught with the deer thing. They kill this monster deer that everyone knows about out of the, they poach it. And it's like, dude, everybody knew about this deer and they have very unique antlers.
Man, years ago, this has probably been 30 years ago, some idiot shot a big buck in the Birmingham Zoo,
Heck yes. That's next level.
got the deer out,
I mean, honestly impressive.
had the deer taxidermied, and like 6 years later, it shows up at the Deer Expo, at the
No.
big deer expo that they have at the Civic Center in Birmingham. And the game wardens are like, yep, we knew pride would get the best of him, or the ego would get the best of him.
He had to show
He
those
had
horns.
to show the deer off, and they arrested that joker.
He couldn't just let it hang on the wall. He had to show it off.
Why kill it if you're not going to show it off?
Unreal.
So,
I mean, I feel like 90% of the things you hear about these days, people getting caught doing, it's because of pride, and they have to show off. That's why they do it. They do it to show off.
Yep.
It's so interesting. Well, I'm going to go with my last one here. It's going to be more of a Kickstarter to the conversation than anything. Here's the title. If the Lyme disease vaccine gets approved, how would it go over? We asked hunters. So this is from NPR, and I've heard of this, but Pfizer is announcing they're trying to get regulatory approval for a vaccine to protect against Lyme disease, and they went out and asked hunters if they would take it. So that leads me to the question of, would you take it? I'll go first. No.
All right.
How about that?
Well, I can probably make this pretty quick as well and say no.
Yeah. It's interesting because they actually do put in here, hunters collectively skew conservative, rural, and male, which are identities associated with hesitancy or resistance to vaccines. So,
yeah.
Yeah, Lyme disease is terrible. We all know people who have it pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a joke of a disease or anything like that. Definitely not. It's very serious, but
Right.
I ain't letting Pfizer stick anything in me, to be honest. It's just not happening. It's not for me. So, but if you want to go get it, if it gets approved, go for it. Apparently, it says in here there was a previous vaccine for Lyme that was available in the 90s, but it made it for 3 years before lawsuits, public fear of the side effects, and other issues made it get pulled.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it get tested out for 50, 60 years before I go for it.
Yeah, that's kind of my attitude with any of these vaccines at this point is let's get 20 years worth of history and studies being done on it, and then maybe I'll consider it.
Yeah.
But
it is interesting in the article, most of the people interviewed, a lot of them are turkey hunters because, spring turkey is probably one of the most tick-ridden sports there is.
Man,
especially this year.
They were bad this year.
Really bad this year. It's funny, actually. I saw a lot of people calling that they were going to be bad this year because Pfizer's coming out with Lyme disease vaccine. They're out there flying the ticks on. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I saw more sea ticks or had more sea ticks on me this year than I have seen combined in probably the last, I'm going to say between 5 and 10 years, and I'm leaning heavily towards 10 years.
They were very bad this year. Two things I noticed. Areas where we burned truly did have a reduced tick prevalence.
Yeah.
And number two, thank God for permethrin.
Yes.
I mean, just every year I'm amazed at if I can't remember what happened this year. Is either I've changed clothes. I think I changed clothes and did not have it on my new clothes and went turkey hunting and came back and was pulling, I don't know, probably 12 ticks off me.
Yeah.
Sprayed down, never had another one. That stuff is unbelievable.
It's the real deal.
And I'm sure we'll see a commercial in the future that says if you sprayed Sawyer's permethrin on your clothes and your ears are falling off, call so and so law firm. But hey, it works. I'll say that.
Yeah, no
I don't know
doubt.
what's in that either, but I'm more. I guess I'm more okay with spraying something on my clothes than I am injecting something in me.
I don't think you are unique in that way. And I kind of wonder, hunters would get a lot of attention for a survey like that, but there are way more hikers than just outdoor enthusiasts, birders,
Yeah.
mushroom hunters. I mean, you name it. There are way more of them than there are of us. And I just wonder, how common or popular something like that vaccine would be within that demographic compared to hunters.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've always definitely not wanted Lyme's disease or any of those tick-borne illnesses, but I don't know. I don't know that it would be that popular of a vaccine, to be honest, because I think most people, I don't know that people are scared enough of it to cause them to go get that shot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had a family member with it. I mean, I like eating steak. Don't get me wrong. I'd hate to lose the red meat thing, but.
Well, that's alpha gal, so this vaccine's not going to help you with that, is it?
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't realize that. That is true. Alpha gal's the one where you can't eat the red meat, right?
Yeah.
Well, I ain't getting it, even if it gets approved. I'm gonna stick with my permethrin on the clothes.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes. I'm going to guess, likely to be approved. And so you guys may have the opportunity to get that at some point in the future.
Pfizer probably got the data on how many people turkey hunt in the spring now and complain about ticks. And they're like, man, we got to get in this game. Too much money in it now.
One more little piece of evidence that the turkey hunter population is growing. Pfizer's in the game, baby.
The hunting public will be sponsored by Pfizer next year.
Oh, I think you just gave them an idea.
Yeah, the Turkey Van Tour brought to you by Pfizer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, probably what's coming.
Good stuff. Yeah, we'll see the social media post where people will be wearing Pfizer hats and
Pfizer bottomland rope hats.
Yes, you got it.
Yes, heck yeah. I'm telling you, THC is getting sponsored by Pfizer. That's what's coming next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The $100 billion contract. It's a ridiculous figure.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Good stuff.
That just tickled me.
Good stuff. Well, I've enjoyed this. We've talked about this before in the past. I always enjoy these soup episodes. They're a lot of fun and a lot of good information, really, for those of us who are just truly passionate about the sport and just can't get enough of it. These are kind of fun to go through. And look, we could have I mentioned it, we could have done an entire show on harvest statistics, but we wanted to bring you guys something a little bit different and just give you the general info. So I think we did a pretty decent job of that. But if you think we sucked at it, then email Cameron at
yeah, thanks.
It's Cameron.Weddington@gmail.com. Don't email me because I won't read it.
Yeah, if you thought it was great, email Andy.
Email me all of the praises. Andy at IamTurkeyHunting.com. And I'll throw the favor of the week out there if you got one you can add on to it. But if your state is doing a poult or brood survey, participate.
Easy. Great favor of the week. Make sure to do that.
Yeah.
Well, wrap us up, man.
Do we want to mention the fact that we're going to just go ahead and open the raffle for the Texas hunt early?
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and open the raffle up for those who've listened for a long time, which is likely most of the people listening in July.
Yeah.
We're going to do the raffle again this year in Texas to go turkey hunt for Rios at the end of February. And we're going to open that raffle. Will you put that link in this week's show or will it be next week?
I will put it in this week's episode.
Perfect. So we're going to draw 2 hunters to go with us to South Texas to hunt Rio turkeys the last 3 days of February, I believe. Or let me see what the dates would be again. February 26th, 7th, and 8th. We're going turkey hunting. It's a limit of 2 birds per person. So 8. We had a great experience on this ranch the last time we went, which was 2 years ago. And so we want to go back. We've got it booked up and we are going. It's pretty much your only opportunity to hunt gobbling turkeys in February that I know of. unless you're a youth. So
Yeah.
we'll draw 2 hunters. All proceeds will go to either split between the NWTF and TFT or research projects or habitat projects. It's going to go somewhere to benefit wild turkeys. We have not decided on that yet. We'll release that at a later date, but it's not going to us. It's going back to turkeys. So all benefits race will do that. So we'd appreciate it if you joined our raffle. It's a fun time. We have had a great experience both times we've done it.
Yeah. I talked to Park Smith this past week, and he just was going on and on about it still. He said, I've never laughed so much over a 3 or 4 day period of time as I did on that hunt. And he said, why don't you just sell the hunts, mark up the price of the hunt and just sell it, because the chances of me winning again are not good. I said, Park, there's only going to be probably 2 people to buy raffle tickets. Your odds are very good still. Since we only have 2 listeners, I mean,
yeah,
I think your odds are pretty darn good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anyway, he had a great time, and we've met some good guys on those trips, and it's just been a lot of fun. So yeah, if you guys want to join us, come on. We'd love to have you. We will promise we'll have fun.
That I can guarantee you that much, and I'm pretty confident we'll be on some turkeys.
I think so. All right. Well, then let's wrap this thing up.
Wrap her up.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We know that you have choices. We appreciate you spending your time with us. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in. You were just listening to the Turkey Hunter podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please go on over to iTunes and leave a 5-star review. And make sure to head over to www.iamturkeyhunting.com to subscribe for free turkey hunting tips, tactics, strategies, and product reviews to help you have a more successful turkey season. And stay tuned for upcoming episodes on hunting afternoon birds, how to film your hunt, and the breeding cycle of hens, as well as some guest interviews. Thanks again for listening. We know your time is valuable, and we appreciate you sharing some of it with us. See you next week.